welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to compare two of my favorite spots, two iconic mountain towns. That's Park City, Utah and Sun Valley, Idaho. So I grew up in Park City, consider myself extremely fortunate to grow up in such a great place. It's where I found my love of skiing and just my love of being outside and all the lifestyles that come with living in a mountain town. And fast forward to today, and wow, it's already been 8 years since I've been living in the Sun Valley area, Haley to be exact, and started a family here. It's just a great place to live. So I figured if there's two mountain towns I've got credibility to compare, it's Sun Valley and Park City. So thought I'd make a little video. Of course, we're going to dive into some real estate stuff and some lifestyle accessibility. So if you're thinking about moving to or investing in a mountain town and these two spots are on your list, then definitely stick around as we compare the two, and yeah, let's get into it. So since this is a real estate focused channel, I figured let's start with some real estate numbers. And every year Sotheby's International comes out with the resort guide. So this is where I got these numbers. It's pretty cool. You can compare mountain towns throughout the West. So if you're looking to compare anything from Tahoe area all the way up to Big Sky, anywhere Sotheby's has an office, you can compare these numbers. So if you're interested, definitely get yourself a copy of that. So then diving into some numbers for Park City and Sun Valley, you've got average sold price. And the average sold price can be a little tough for luxury markets like you see here, because the highest sold price for Park City was $65 million compared to Sun Valley at 17.5. But you know, those numbers can definitely throw off the averages. But regardless, the Park City area for 2024 had an average sold price of just over $2 million, while Sun Valley had about $2.1 million. Average days on market for Park City, 79, 125 over in Sun Valley. But this is the one that kind of really stood out to me, and that was number of properties sold. In Park City, you've got 1,901 compared to 398 over in Sun Valley. And the total dollar volume sold in Park City was $3.8 billion. Wow. And total dollar volume sold in Sun Valley was $843 million, both up from the previous year about 15%. Park City, definitely the larger of these two luxury real estate markets. Park City being closer to the international airport is going to be a little bit more appealing to those domestic and international buyers. You know, that accessibility to the airport is definitely appealing to a lot of people. Park City's real estate landscape is also a bit more diverse, I would say. You know, they're going to have a lot more ski in, ski out options. You're going to find ski in, ski out at the base of some of the ski resorts, but you're also going to find some incredible ski in, ski out up on the mountain in places like the Colony and Deer Valley. So the diverse market, you know, makes it attractive to a broader range of buyers, you know, from young professionals seeking mountain lifestyle homes to the ultra high net worth individuals looking for world-class amenities. So Sun Valley, on the other hand, I would describe more as exclusive and intimate. What's particularly notable about Sun Valley is its limited inventory. You're not going to see nearly the numbers of inventory in Sun Valley as you would in Park City. You know, the scarcity, it creates a unique dynamic where the right property can command the premium price, but buyers do have fewer options to choose from, and people do spend a long time waiting for that perfect property to pop up. The Sun Valley market, I would say, you know, it's going to appeal more to buyers who seek privacy, exclusivity, and just a more intimate mountain community experience. All right, so now let's dive into some skiing. You know, you could say skiing is the reason why there are so many mountain towns throughout the West, and it all actually began in Sun Valley as America's first destination ski resort. So if I was going to describe the skiing to somebody at Sun Valley, I would say it's known for its consistent pitch, which is often steep. You know, they do a great job of grooming their runs, and perhaps my favorite part about skiing in Sun Valley is its distinct lack of lift lines. You could say it offers a more sense of the uncrowded skiing experience. The resort does span two different mountains. You've got Baldy and Dollar Mountain. Dollar Mountain is quickly becoming one of my favorite places to ski. That's because I have a 5-year-old, and it's an incredible spot for young families or those who are looking to improve their skills without, the intimidating steep pitches that you find over on Baldy. So some key statistics for Sun Valley: you're going to find about 2,400 acres of skiable terrain, 121 runs and 15 lifts, 3,400 feet of vertical. Average snowfall is not particularly great, with around 170 inches, but Sun Valley, with its incredible snowmaking, actually doesn't need a ton of snow to ski great. Um, I'd say the terrain is well balanced. You're going to find some good intermediate terrain and expert terrain. And, one thing about Sun Valley, though, is, it's not a place where you can kind of go scare yourself, where you're going to find cliffs and chutes and that kind of stuff. But, it's a great, enjoyable skiing experience. And, there's a lot of other stuff that makes up for its lack in diverse terrain. So I would say the Sun Valley skiing experience is, maybe classic. It appeals to those who appreciate a refined atmosphere. The dining and the lodges are, incredible. They've got amazing food, and it's for those who, enjoy a perfectly carved turn. It's a place where you can enjoy the act of skiing without the hustle and bustle that you sometimes find at some of the larger resorts. So now let's talk about Park City. I had so much fun growing up skiing at Park City. Lots of good memories made on that hill. Today, now it's one of the largest ski resorts in the United States, and its close proximity to Deer Valley just adds to the variety and options, increasing that, appeal to so many people, and why it's become such a popular place to live and visit. Park City has an impressive 7,300 acres of skiable terrain, over 330 runs, and over 40 lifts. Vertical, you'll find about 3,190 feet. And Park City's annual snowfall is significantly higher than Sun Valley's. Definitely a few more powder days there, with around 350 annual inches. Skiing at Park City, you could say, is characterized by its sheer scale. You could spend almost all day skiing from one side of the mountain to the other. It's highly accessible, and it's a very popular destination, so it also makes it a bit more crowded. But the ability to access multiple resorts within a short drive with Park City and Deer Valley definitely makes it a very appealing place to go for vacation, or to buy a home, or to move, to invest. It's got lots of options, which is definitely appealing to a lot of people. So if you're going to have to choose between Sun Valley and Park City for skiing, it's really just going to depend on your preferences. If you are the type of person who puts a lot of value into uncrowded slopes, maybe you really appreciate consistent grooming and just that overall classic ski experience, then consider Sun Valley. If you prefer a lot more terrain choices, maybe a bit more challenging terrain, and a bit more of a bustling, amenity-rich town, more options for eating, a hustle and bustling downtown, maybe a better après scene, then Park City's probably the spot that you're going to want to end up. So I don't think you can really go wrong with either. It just comes down to personal preference. Now let's talk about a little bit of mountain biking. Mountain biking is definitely my favorite summertime activity, and I truly enjoy the mountain biking in both Park City and Sun Valley, but I would say they are significantly different. In Sun Valley, you're going to kind of find that more secluded backcountry feel. There's still a lot of trails that will appeal to all ability levels, but if you're looking for a spot where you can feel like you're out in the backcountry on a magnificent single track trail where you don't see a single person all day, then Sun Valley is definitely a place you're going to want to check out. Park City, on the other hand, it's known as a world-class mountain bike destination. If you pull up Park City on trail forks, it can be quite intimidating. It looks like a big bowl of spaghetti, but the trails there are incredible. It's just such a part of their community there. They're always doing fundraising, and they have, their Mountain Trails Foundation, which is always building new stuff. It seems like there's a new trail there every year. And whenever I go back, I enjoy riding some of the old school trails that, I would ride all the time growing up, but there's also so many great options for the newer kind of flowier trails that people are enjoying these days. So the variety in Park City is great, but while the I guess you could also say Sun Valley is a bit more rugged and backcountry, you can enjoy both aspects of both places. And I guess it's just kind of like, just like with the skiing, it comes down to personal preference. Riding bikes is so much fun, and you can have a great time in both spots. So now let's talk a little bit about the fishing and the golfing in Park City and Sun Valley. In Park City, you're going to find the Park City Municipal Course, but you're also going to find a huge option of private golf communities like Glenwild and Toohey, Victory Ranch, for example. So if you're looking for an exclusive luxury golf community, then Park City has a lot more options for that. Sun Valley does have the Valley Club, which is what we say mid-valley, if you were looking for an exclusive luxury golf community. But they also have some great public courses. They've got the Sun Valley Golf Course, as well as the Bigwood and the Elkhorn Golf Club. So you've definitely got a lot of options in both spots for some great golfing. Fishing, on the other hand, fishing in Sun Valley is incredible. You've got the Bigwood River literally in your backyard, and just a short drive away, you've got phenomenal world-class fishing on the Silver Creek and the Silver Creek Preserve. Park City, it's a little bit of a drive, a little bit more of a commitment. You can't walk out the backyard, walk out the back door to go fishing. You've got a little bit of a drive to the Provo River and the Weber River, but both are incredible fisheries and definitely worth checking out. So yeah, fishing and golfing, both spots, just like everything else that we've been talking about, kind of comes down to personal preference, but I think they're different enough that you can make a decision. It's not like, oh, this one has fishing, this one has fishing, they're both the same. I think they're different enough that once you come and experience each one, you'll know which one's for you. All right, so now let's take a minute and talk about accessibility. So if accessibility matters to you, then you're definitely going to want to lean towards Park City, with Park City just being about a 35-minute drive to Salt Lake International Airport, offering hundreds of direct flights to destinations all over the world every day. While in Sun Valley and Haley, you're going to find the Friedman Memorial Airport, which does offer limited direct flights to select cities, but your nearest major city is going to be Boise, and that's 2.5 hours away. So if you're concerned about accessibility and you want the convenience of a major airport close by, you're going to lean towards Park City. But a lot of people kind of consider, that Sun Valley is a little bit more difficult to get to. That's part of its mountain appeal, its mountain charm. I think mountain towns shouldn't be easy to get to. That's part of why they're up in the mountains. They should be exclusive and private and have lots of space. So if you're not going to worry how long it takes to get to A to B, if you're not afraid to put in a little more effort, then Sun Valley could be for you. And if you're looking for quick and convenient, then you might want to consider Park City. So who are these mountain towns for exactly? I would suggest Park City to somebody who puts a lot of value in being close to an international airport and wants proximity to a major city, somebody who wants a larger ski resort with a bit more extensive terrain and some more snowfall, and somebody who enjoys, vibrant nightlife and an expansive dining scene. Sun Valley, on the other hand, I would recommend Sun Valley to someone who's looking for more of an intimate community, those who enjoy quality over quantity in skiing, someone who really puts value in uncrowded trails, both in the summer and the winter, and someone just looking for more space and who wants that genuine, escape feeling, a bit more privacy. So what are some of the things I missed most about Park City? I definitely miss the variety and the access to the mountain bike trails. I miss a little bit of the diversity in some of the skiing and the ski resorts and the terrain that they offer. I was never really a big foodie. I'm still not, so don't particularly miss the dining scene. not a huge traveler, so having to put a little effort into getting to the airport doesn't really make a big difference to me. But living in Sun Valley now for the past 8 years, I do really appreciate the intimate community. I feel like, you see a lot of familiar faces every day throughout town. My parents often come up here and they always say this is what Park City used to be like when we first moved there. I really appreciate the uncrowded trails. I feel like it's such a treat to be able to go on a mountain bike ride with just your friends and not see anybody else out there. And, the space and intimacy, I feel like every time I go back to Park City, there's just the hustle and bustle. And I feel like when you come here, it's just a little bit slower of a pace, a little bit more of that genuine escape feeling. So I feel incredibly privileged to be able to have lived in both of these places. Hopefully that helped if you are thinking about investing or moving to either spot. That was kind of just a quick overview on some of the differences that I've thought might be helpful. If you are looking to do more of a deep dive into some of the differences, I'd be happy to chat, whether it be lifestyle or real estate. I'll leave all my information in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.